Hey Puja, thanks for making time for this out of your busy schedule. It's nice to have you here with us at the Candid Bites from the Curated Circle. And of course, you're one of the interesting personalities that have come across in terms of your association with coffee, writing, storytelling, branding, right? And of course, traveling. So all everything from brand stories to coffee trails. So why don't you tell us a little more about yourself?
Thank you, Anupam, for inviting me. So, I started Curly Brew. It's India's first digital agency dedicated exclusively for promoting Indian coffee. Uh, I worked around 15 years in the corporate sector with a branding and digital media experience. I've also had the privilege to work with the Coffee Board of India and Nepal Coffee Federation. Currently, I'm using my experience to help the coffee brands scale up and find out their unique voice. Besides this, I'm honored to have been awarded with the Excellence in Coffee Journalism and Storytelling.
That's perfect.
Yeah.
So you've also worked with the Coffee Board of India. Tell us some more about that experience, how that came about, and what was your journey with the Coffee Board?
I think when we are lost and confused, there's a universe way of showing you the direction and path. Coffee board was one answer from the universe. I just had entered the coffee industry and I was in Northeast uh, doing some research about the coffees of Northeast. Meanwhile, our training was happening in Guwahati by the Coffee Board of India. Luckily, I was invited there and I was a part of it. Got to know that it is headquartered in Bangalore, so that's how we connected. By then, I've already set up working on the coffee. I was already creating a buzz in the market about the Indian coffee and the goodness of Indian coffee. So, yes, I joined the Coffee Board of India and I have been helping them promote the coffees of India globally. So, the journey has been good, a lot of learning. As a newcomer to the industry, you definitely need a lot of exposure. So, Coffee Board of India happened to me at the right time, and yeah, it's been a win-win situation for both of us.
Yeah. So you did mention about the award, which is uh, which is unique in its own way, much as your journey is. I understand you're the first Indian who's received an international award for coffee journalism and storytelling. So do tell us a little more about that honor and how that experience was, and in terms of coffee blends, what was on your mind when you were receiving that award?
So honestly speaking, Anupam, it's a forever moment. I have never expected that I would be the first Indian to win this award. I started working passionately in the Nepal coffee regions, wanted their voices to be heard. Nepal has a great consumption coffee pattern, but the production is less. They have good coffees, so I wanted to meet farmers, roaster, the cafe pruners, and wanted their voices to be heard. So that's how I started my journey, and it's been almost like 4 years. I've been a part of the Nepal coffee industry. Having said this, it's many a times it so happens that we work hard, we're not appreciated, we are not acknowledged. So I would definitely thank the industry, the Nepal industry, for recognizing my work and awarding me for the efforts that I have put. And yes, when I was awarded, I think the coffee that I would want to associate would be filter coffee. It's smoothing, it's trustworthy and full of emotions, just like the journey I've been.
That's nice. Yeah, but filter coffee is my personal favorite too. And I recall the other day you were mentioning about, whenever you put a sincere effort and give the right intent, I think, uh, then I take those as standout words the other day when we were talking that you mentioned that
Yeah,
whenever a sincere effort with the right intent comes in, it does give you recognition. So I'm sure
correct.
for an example of it, so rightly articulated coming from you. So Having said that, how do you view women's presence in the coffee industry? Do you see this as a level playing ground, or do you see any bias, or how is it?
I'll be honest here, I think almost every industry has gender biasness, and this industry is male dominated, but women are coming forward. I see more them in operational roles, I see them in estates. So, still, there's a long journey. Women need to take the leadership roles. Today, yes, they are defining their own narratives, but I would personally say that gender biasness exists, and more women need to step their foot forward, start working, um, start leading the cafes and the taking of the leadership roles. With me personally, yes, there has been challenges in the beginning. For me, acceptance was a major challenge. Since I don't belong to this industry, I'm an MBA turned a copywriter, turned a coffee taster, and that's how I made mark in this industry. So yes, acceptance was difficult, but I have made sure that I am vocal about things that I'm looking in the industry. I'm there to. I've already set my journey in this industry, and I'm there. Gonna be there. So my voice was clear, and I've set my boundaries from the beginning. That I'm here to work. I have a purpose. It's just not sipping coffee and clicking pictures. For me, this journey is more than that. So yes,
No, fair, fair. Uh, that's a sense of purpose that you bring in. I mean, with your actions,
yes.
and your words reflect the same. So, so you've done multiple things, right? Marketing, storytelling, branding, rather more, um, uh, coffee. So, which is the real you? Which is the piece which really ticks or sticks out as the real Puja?
That's a difficult question to answer. So I think we all look, we all wear multiple hats, firstly. Second, we all look for a purpose in life, wherein work doesn't feel work. So I am been privileged to have had the experience of marketing, branding, sales, copywriting, storytelling. And when you club all these things, it's all about branding and digital marketing and letting people hear your right story, writing about stories that has not been heard, or talking about people who want their narratives to be told. So I think I would call myself as a traveler with a storytelling purpose. I like talking to people, I like meeting them, I like traveling, art, culture, museum. So I've clubbed all these things and have made my own career out of this, you know. So the real puja is has a lot of things to evolve, but currently, yes, I think I'm enjoying the role of a storytelling, using my marketing and MBA skills to do something meaningful in this industry. So Anupam, I've realized there are great coffees. Indian coffees are really great. You have good cafes. You have great Q graders, cuppers, but there's nobody to promote this coffee. Let's say you are a consumer and you want to have a good cappuccino or a filter coffee or a pour over. So as a consumer, you must have the access to get the right coffee. So my purpose through Curly Brew is connect the consumers and the sellers.
Sure,
Yes.
sure, sure. No, I mean, which also makes me think that, coffee, really is linked with so many ways of life or emotions, right? More so, say for the past 30 years or so, since the time I was a teenager, I have seen coffee evolve as a different has a different positioning versus, let's say, tea, right? So tea is more commodity, more अरे चाय पीते हैं. It's like a day way
हाँ,
of,
हाँ, हाँ.
it's a chore, right? But coffee has its own positioning, which can reflect so many moods in life. So, so how do you look at it? Like when you're happy, when you're sad, when you're in a mood to write, or when you're in a mood to travel? How do you relate those moods to different blends of coffee?
So firstly, I'm coffee loyal, whether I'm happy, I'm sad, I'm angry, or any other emotions. I think I sip coffee. So let's say I'm in a very good mood, or I need to write something. I have my deadlines and I need to finish it on time. I think I'll go with a cappuccino. No nonsense. You know your coffee, so just go with it. Or let's say in the evening, I don't want too much of caffeine, so I'll go with a zero caffeine or a decaffeinated coffee, which is free from caffeine, but which gives you a sense of coffee. Or when I'm traveling, I think a pour over, the slow drip, wherein you can just relax and enjoy your sip. And apart from that, I think today coffee is a culture. It's more related to lifestyle. You go in a cafe, you have multiple options in the menu, right from your cold brew to the international brands, to cappuccino, to frappe, to matcha. Of late, matcha is picking up. So yes, when I'm reading a book, I'm in a different zone. When I'm traveling, I'm in a different zone. When I have a business meeting, it's a different zone. But for every zones, every mood, I have a coffee, from filter coffee to cappuccino to cold brew to a pour over. Yes.
It's so nice, isn't it? I mean, uh,
Yeah.
imagine running a cafe business where you tell people that tell your mood and something tells you which
Yes.
the right one for you, right? So, so do you hence also look at people the same way? Like if someone goes for a black coffee, or someone goes for a cappuccino or a latte or whatever, do you kind of look at them in a certain way? Oh, this person is personality of a certain kind of a person who is taking certain kind of a coffee blend. Do you kind of unconsciously or subconsciously get that image in your mind?
I think not consciously, but sometimes when I'm in a cafe sipping my cup of coffee, you tend to see, just get a sense of what's happening around you. So maybe I don't judge, but maybe sometimes you end up making a perception, like somebody ordering a cappuccino. He doesn't want to experiment. He's good to go with his coffee, a regular cappuccino. Somebody ordering a americano or espresso is their regular coffee. But then I also see, youngsters more curious about the coffee, inquiring to the barista that, what's the signature coffee. So then you end up thinking, okay, he's the curious guy. He's the most, inquisitive person. So you don't end up doing it directly, but sometimes, yes. Also, it reflects the mood. In the mornings, probably you're in a hurry and you don't want to experiment. You're in a happy go mood, just starting your day. In the evenings, probably you just want to relax and you're okay waiting for the coffee also. So yes, in cafes you get to explore a lot of experiences.
Yeah. So, tell us a little more about your travel, your travel logs, or the way you've seen life through your travel, which must have impacted your writings, I'm assuming, or um, your relationship with coffee for that matter, right? So tell us a little more about your experiences with travel.
So from traveling is my first love, is my greatest teacher so far. I've been traveling from last 15 years, and I think solo traveling from last 6 years. So, solo traveling has taught me a lot of things. It taught me to take independent decisions. It taught me to trust my intuition. It taught me to make friends or not to be friends with somebody. I also believe in staying in travelers hostel, wherein you get to meet a lot of people. You get to exchange conversation. It could be your, you know, about your job. It could be about your personal life. It could be a cultural exchange. So traveling has taught me a lot of things. I love traveling with coffee. I go to a lot of estates, meet a lot of farmers, the baristas or coffee pruners or somebody who's just getting into it. So when I have to connect it to my writing, probably I just end up sitting in a cafe and writing uh, Friday evening, or maybe in the estate, uh, trying to finish up a storyline or a deadline, or thinking about a brand, how to promote them, or how to make their voice heard, and all that. So, traveling clubbed with writing, clubbed with coffee is a deadly combo, I think.
Fair, fair. So on that note, Curly Brew is a very interesting name. Nice name and interesting too. A little intriguing too. So, what's the story behind Curly Brew as a name?
I think yeah, that's one question I would have voluntarily answered. Many times people tell that it's because of the curly hair. No, it's not because of the curly hair. It has an offbeat story to it. So curly brew refers to the vapors that come out of a hot cup of coffee. For me, the magic happens there. It is aromatic, it is strong and full of emotions. So for me, curly brew isn't just a name; it's a feeling. Even after you're done with your coffee, the feeling stays. So that's the Curly Brew story.
Wow, that's very thoughtful. So,
Yeah.
so in terms of Curly Brew pursuits, right? So, if the audience or people who are following your work have to look at it, what would Curly Brew offer to businesses?
Okay. So Curly Brew, as I mentioned earlier, that it is exclusively for the coffee industry. So to the brands, we help them, make a digital presence. We help them create strategies how to scale up their businesses, how to create a brand that can be known to the consumers to reach the right target. Apart from that, we also are a PR agency wherein we narrate the story. Every brand has a story, a journey, which many of us don't know. Whether it is Third Wave or Starbucks or, and any other brand for that matter. The journey has just begun. There are a lot of estates, in Coorg, Chikmagalur, Sakleshpura. Many of them don't even know that coffee exists in Northeast. We don't know that it is in Odisha. Kerala, Wayanad is a great example. So there are good roasters in India. There are qualified cup tasters. There are Q graders who can just, sip your coffee and tell you about the quality of coffee. There are cafes who wants to be loud and want to invite the consumers who are looking for a good cup of coffee. So Curly Brew helps them, find their voice on a digital space. We connect the consumers and the, suppliers. Apart from that, we also help them sell the green beans, whether it is export. Besides that, we also promote the coffee merchandise. Look at the filter coffee, look at the sustainable coffee mugs, or there are a lot of coffee equipment, home brewing equipment. It can be a mocha pot or it can be an aeropress, French press. So all these equipment or good coffee, Arabica, Robusta, international brands. So all these things, Curly Brew is a single platform that is an answer to the coffee problems. Whether it is a coffee concern, we have an Instagram page called Curly Brew, and we host regular campaigns there, contests there. We give a lot of shout outs to the brands. We talk about cafes there. We talk about events. We have a lot of national barista championships happening, latte art, brewing. We also talk about the events that's taking place at the Coffee Board of India or any other private, organization who is organizing the events. So all this information, a consumer needn't go to any other place. They can just check our website like www.curlybrew.com, or they can look our social media handles at the rate Curly Brew. You will get all the information there.
Wonderful. That's a fairly comprehensive view of what Curly Brew is doing. So now, it's been very nice chatting with you, Pooja. As we come towards the end of the discussion today, uh, what would uh, what would Pooja tell her younger version, or what blend of coffee would she serve to her younger version, so that the younger version is much better informed or prepared for life ahead?
Okay, so I'll answer the first question. The coffee I think I would um, resonate with would be geisha. Geisha is from Panama. It is complex yet delicate and full of strength. So that would be my personality. And if given a chance, what would I say to my younger self? It would be don't dilute yourself, for the world. You are unique. Accept your uniqueness, whether it's your husky voice, whether it's your curly hair. It's all good. Accept your uniqueness and keep moving towards it. Second, um, don't seek validation. Many a times, we always look for some validation. It's okay not to be appreciated, not to be loved, not to be acknowledged. Keep moving. So, from nowhere to somewhere to everywhere, there's always a possibility and you can make it.
Wonderful. Those are very positive words for uh, any youngster or any individual for that matter. So, on that note, Pooja, it's been wonderful speaking. Thank you for making time for this. I hope at the Curated Circle, we hope that we have the opportunity to host you once again on a different day, on a different topic, but having coffee in the mix. Thank you so much for your time again.
Thank you, Anupam. Let's catch up for coffee sometimes.
Sure, we should do that.
Yeah, done. Thanks, Anupam.
You're welcome.
So we are done, right, Anupam?
एक सेकेंड ना मैं इसको